Just as with creating backlinks for search engine optimization purposes, one of the big questions I always receive is just how many citations do I need to help my business rank in the Google local pack? And just as with the backlinks, it depends. And I know that's not a great answer, but let me try to help you pinpoint how many citations you're going to need. How many citations you're going to need is really going to depend on just how competitive of an area you are dealing with. If you are dealing with a smaller city or even a suburb, it's likely that you are not going to need that many citations. For instance, we are currently dealing with landscaping in Centerville, and if we take a look, this is really a smaller area. You can see that the locations that we have listed here, let me pull this up, they don't have reviews for the most part. You can see some of these have one reviews, no reviews, one review. This one has 8. So you can see there's not a lot of reviews going on. I know this is a smaller suburb, so this likely means that I'm not going to need a lot of citations, but the more citations that I can get from quality sources are going to be the better. It's going to help get me ranked. It's going to help keep me ranked. And we're going to look at how to find those citations. We're also going to take a look at how to find the citations that our competitors have, if they have any, so we can also see what they're doing, what's working for them, and what may be able to work for us. But we'll get to that in a bit. Now, if you're dealing with a larger city, let's take, for instance, New York City. If I look for a hairstylist in New York, no matter where you're from, you probably know that New York City is huge. It's an enormous place. There is a tremendous amount of competition for all sorts of different services. So depending on what you search for, you'll see here when you go down that this one has 37 reviews, 58 reviews, 6 reviews. So there are a lot more reviews that make this competitive. But again, we're looking at citations for now. We're going to get to reviews in a bit. But this already, just by looking at the reviews, let me know that there's probably a lot of competition. And just from knowing New York City, I know that that is a huge place. I can see that there's a lot more competition going on here. So I'm likely going to need a lot more citations. I'm going to really need to look at the directories that I'm going to be submitting to. I'm going to have to look at what my competition is doing and really focus on some of these top rated businesses to see what they're doing and why they're being ranked higher. And as I mentioned, we're going to get to that in a bit. So just to sum it up, the smaller the suburb that you're dealing with, the smaller the city, the less citations you're going to need. If you're dealing with some of the capital areas or some of the larger, much larger cities, you're going to need a lot more citations.